What if you could build any piece of software you can imagine just by describing it? I know, it sounds pretty out there, but that's the radical future we're going to explore, based on the vision of Replit CEO Amjad Masad. He argues that we're standing on the edge of a revolution that's going to change, well, pretty much everything about how we create, work, and even think.
So let's just start with that core question. What if building something complex, something powerful, was as easy as just explaining your idea? Imagine you have this brilliant concept for an app, and instead of needing to hire a team of engineers, you just describe it in plain English to an AI, and it just builds it. That's not science fiction anymore. That's the future we're hurtling towards.
So, how are we going to get there? Well, we're going to break this all down into 5 key stages. First, we'll look at a historical pattern that's repeating itself. Then we'll talk about the AI agents that are making it all possible. We'll touch on the crucial, unseen infrastructure they need to survive. Then, the big one, how this upends our entire economy. And finally, what it all means for you and me, the individual.
Okay, let's dive into part 1, from experts to everyone. See, to really get a grip on the future, we actually have to start by looking at a pattern we've all seen before. Think way back to the 1960s. Computers were these giant mainframes that only a handful of experts in lab coats could even touch. Then, along comes the personal computer. At first, people called it a toy, right? But it ended up putting computing power into everyone's hands. Well, guess what? We're seeing that exact same pattern play out right now. Today, software engineering is still largely an expert's game, but AI agents, they're about to become the PC of our time, democratizing creation for absolutely everyone. All right, on to section 2, the rise of AI agents. So, what's the actual catalyst for this massive shift? Well, it all comes down to one thing: artificial intelligence. But is this just a bunch of hype? Is this AI stuff for real? The data is pretty clear on this one. There's this benchmark called SWE-bench. You can think of it like the ultimate final exam for an AI coder. It throws real-world problems from massive software projects at these agents and tracks how well they do. And the progress here, it's just been mind-blowing. In 2022, AI agents could barely make a dent in these problems. A year later, in 2023, they were starting to get it. But today, they are successfully solving nearly 80% of these complex tasks. This isn't just slow, steady improvement. This is a rocket ship. It's exponential. You know, a great way to think about this is like the levels of self-driving cars. We've already blown past level 1, which was basic code suggestions, and level 2, which was AI code completion like Copilot. Right now, we are solidly at level 3, maybe even pushing level 4, where AI agents can work pretty much on their own for long stretches. That final level, level 5, where you have thousands of agents working together on huge problems, that's not so far away. So, part 3, the habitat is everything. Now, this is the part of the puzzle that almost nobody talks about, but it is absolutely crucial. You can have the smartest AI in the world, but if it doesn't have the right environment to work in, it's completely useless. So what on earth is a habitat? It's the entire digital world that an AI agent needs to actually build real software. It's not just the AI model, the brain. It's the secure cloud computer. It's all the programming languages, all the tools, all the packages it needs to test and actually deploy what it creates. And frankly, building this habitat, that's the hardest part of the whole problem. And we're talking about all the messy, complicated stuff that goes into modern software. You need scalability, databases, secure ways to handle passwords, storage, the whole shebang. An AI agent needs access to the very same toolbox a human engineer does. Putting that all together in a way that's reliable and safe is a massive engineering challenge. Okay, part 4. Software as we know it is over. So we've got the AI, we've got the environment for it to work in. What happens next? Well, this is where things get really, really disruptive for our economy. Here's the prediction, straight from Amjad. All application software will go to 0. Now that sounds crazy, but the logic is actually pretty simple. If anyone, anywhere, can create complex, custom software almost instantly, why would you pay hundreds or thousands of dollars a year for a subscription? The monetary value just plummets. And look, this isn't some far-off theory. It is happening right now. Let me tell you a quick story about Kelsey. She works in HR at Replit, has 0 coding experience. She needed a custom org chart up, a tool that would have cost her company tens of thousands of dollars a year. Instead, she described what she wanted to an AI agent, and it built the whole thing for her in 3 days. That's the disruption right there.
And this doesn't just disrupt software budgets, it completely changes how we structure companies. We're moving away from that old, rigid hierarchy of specialists, the marketing team, the sales team, the engineering team, and moving towards a network of entrepreneurial generalists. When any single person can use AI to do almost any task, the focus isn't on your job title anymore. It's just on one thing, creating value. Which brings us to our fifth and final section, the sovereign individual. This idea, this empowerment of the generalist, it leads to a really fascinating and totally new evolution of work. Now, check out this quote. It's from a book that was written, get this, back in the 1980s. It predicted that the greatest source of wealth would stop being physical things and start being the ideas inside your head. It argued that when the tools to execute an idea become basically free and instant, the value of the idea itself, the value of clear thinking and creativity, goes through the roof. I mean, Satoshi Nakamoto is the ultimate modern example of this, right? We're talking about one anonymous person, or maybe a small group, who just released a white paper and some code into the world. And the result? Bitcoin, and a new asset class worth over $1 trillion. That is the incredible power of a single sovereign individual who is armed with a world-changing idea. In this kind of future, work itself becomes incredibly fluid and dynamic. You could spin up a team of people and AI agents for a single project, and then dissolve that team the moment the project is done. Hiring an expert could be as simple and frictionless as calling an Uber. The cost and time it takes to find talent and collaborate just goes to zero. So this all leads us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? If AI agents can automate almost any cognitive task we throw at them, what's actually left for us humans to do? And the answer is actually pretty inspiring. It's creativity. It's vision, it's having novel ideas and solving new problems that the AI doesn't even know exist yet. In an age of infinite execution, the ability to think clearly isn't just another skill. It becomes our single most valuable asset. A future to think about, for sure.